I'm loving
Hola,
it.
me llamo Pasilla de la Muerta.
What?
I'm the pool of death.
Actually, was that the last In the Car we did? Deadpool?
No. Well, maybe it's together.
I think it was.
Well,
we have not
yeah.
been going to movies
I mean,
lately.
me, Trey, and Christina, we did Civil War,
Yeah,
which we never gave you the video file for.
Well, that's not my problem.
I have the video file.
All right, so we saw Warcraft. Not World of Warcraft, just Warcraft. Vanilla classic.
I've heard it both ways. I've played it both ways.
Okay, I wish I liked the movie more than I did, and I did like the movie. I just wish I liked it more.
The movie itself, as someone who's actually played the game...
Can you turn the car on real quick? I want to open the windows. It's going to get, like, boiling in here real
Let me
quick.
just turn the AC on a little. Or crack the windows too, either one.
Boom. Victory.
Professionalism.
Professionalism.
Alright, so coming from someone who's actually played the games, the movie itself is actually really good. The story is rushed. Like, they give you almost no time to prepare and find out, understand what's going on. I was okay, because again, I played it. The rest of these peons,
I thought it was easy to understand from someone who's never played the game.
Oh, yeah. It was, but it was rushed. It was definitely rushed.
There was no time to masticate.
still good, though.
Stop saying masticate!
That is the proper
Where's my
word.
knife?
What
I'm gonna throw my
better
knife at him.
word you use? That
To
doesn't count.
savor. There was no time to savor the good bits.
Yeah, the only really good bits that I found that are like character building were from the orcs, and that was the husband and wife just
Duratan and Draka.
yeah. Just
Wow, you
basic-
remember their names?
just
I've played the
basically
games. I really love the lore.
Yeah, I liked the CG. I thought the CG was tight. The accents were atrocious.
Yes.
But it was really cool to see the human queen actually have a role, because I know in video games the female characters usually get the short end of the stick, but
They're either
having-
eye candy or horrible characters.
Exactly, but having a queen who was equal to her husband, who spoke for her husband in certain cases, was really, really good.
The movie doesn't have anything blatantly bad about it. It's just there are elements that you wish were more engaging. Like, there's stuff you wish was more viscerally fun, stuff that hit you more emotionally. But I don't think any of it, apart from maybe that bit where the guy goes, darkness from light and light from darkness!
They did the magic really well.
Oh god, the magic effects were
The effects
gorgeous!
were great.
Yeah.
That was really the big key out of this.
And yeah, you could tell all the orcs were
Aside from
CG'd.
actually being pretty faithful to the lore, like, the magic was the best part of the movie, honestly.
Yeah, the CG was very tight.
Again, I don't consider being faithful or unfaithful to the lore a positive or a negative inherently in itself, but it's clear that they were working with rich source material, because
Well, this movie was actually originally planned to come out 6 years ago.
I'm not
glad
surprised
they
it
put
took
it
them
off.
so long.
I'm glad they put it off too, because
And,
6 years ago the CG would not have
Oh.
been.
Oh god.
And after it was announced that the movie was completed, its original release date was actually going to be in December. But
Right
Blizzard
around
was
the
like,
time
we're
for
not
Star
going to
Wars."
compete with Star Wars. We're not even going to try.
It was a smart idea that seems to be paying off for them.
The reviews have not
I mean,
been
although
kind.
now their only real competition is X-Men Apocalypse, which I just don't want to see. I mean, I don't know. I've lost all faith in the X-Men part of the Marvel movies.
Okay.
They're
X-Men
not
has Sony
Marvel movies,
reboot?
they're Fox movies.
I thought it was Sony.
No, Sony had Spider-Man.
Oh.
Fox had the Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Which they just continue to mess up.
And
every time again.
Deadpool, interestingly enough. Fox also
You mean
has
the only one they've gotten right?
The only one they've gotten right.
Well, that's
No,
because
they-
someone took over it for them and said, "We're doing this way, and fuck you guys."
I
No,
thought
actually-
Deadpool was from a different studio because they had to fight to get X-Men in the film.
No, that was a budget thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought they
It's like the studio couldn't afford another X-Man.
Yeah, that was not a joke. I mean, it was a joke,
They
but
didn't want to risk a named X-Man in the movie if it was a
big
flop.
time, big time. Because anyone in a movie with Deadpool is gonna get shit on. And you're not gonna put like Hugh Jackman in the Deadpool movie because everyone loves Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and no one wants to see him get shit on.
I do.
I do.
That's the entire point of Deadpool's character, though. But
Okay,
Deadpool isn't the point of this review.
No, we
the
have
point of this
off
review is
top.
Warcraft. You know what? For the most part, the designs actually were really good. Like, I liked the way the big shoulder pauldrons looked on the human characters. Like, they weren't like Warhammer 40k, oh my god,
Well,
your
what about
shoulder
the
pauldron is about to
freaking
eat you.
Skyrock skeletons on Blackhand?
Yeah, and the orc designs were good. The one design that did not work was the elves. Oh, and they're not in the movie for very long.
They were not artistically pleasing.
Their
No, we
ears.
saw both high elves and night elves, and the
the
And
the
none of
ears.
the skin tone and the
whole
glowing eyes
point
were
of
just
elves
hideous.
Is that they are
Ugh.
artistically pleasing to the eye. They are
Aesthetic.
Artistically makes it sound more accurate because their entire race is all about art in some way.
I don't
the
know if that
architecture,
holds in the
art
Warcraft.
of magic, and all that.
A little bit.
And I'm sorry, but
I
their
don't know.
costumes looks like the remnant bin. Ooh, sparkly! Let's throw that on.
Yeah,
We only
the
saw it
elves
for 2
were
seconds,
terrible.
But no.
Yeah, the minor appearances in this, literally, they get swept under the rug for this movie.
I mean, the dwarves weren't bad.
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't in it. They
Oh
weren't
my
in
god, the introduction to the boomstick. We
The-
thought
the
he was going to
king
shoot
of the dwarves.
other dwarf.
the king of Ironforge was there for, like, literally less than 20 seconds and didn't even say a word. Kargath Bladefist, one of the most feared orc chieftains, was in the movie for less than 10 seconds and didn't speak.
Well, okay, see, they weren't banking on people knowing that those people were important. This movie, though it is steeped in everything Warcraft, is actually pretty accessible if you just go with it. Like, it's all very arch, it's all very recognizable fantasy tropes. Like, yeah, the proper names get thrown around a little hot and heavy, but for the most part, evil bad wizard is controlling orcs. Orcs are warmongering, but not inherently evil.
Klingons.
Yeah, they're basically
They were the
Klingons.
Klingons. I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Fight for honor!
I didn't like the new Klingon design, whereas the orcs, they put some thought into the physiognomy. The female orc, not the half-breed, and I had trouble with them putting bright pink blush on her because, seriously, but the
one not CG female
Yeah,
orc. Yeah,
but
the
her
female orcs
arms-
are very...
Did you see her arms, how they were structurally different than human arms, while still being human-esque?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
The female orcs or the half orc?
No, the female orc.
The
Oh,
half
yeah.
orc just looked like a female human.
They
wearing
gave
our
upside down
costume.
vampire
And
fangs.
they gave her pink blush on that very green skin.
Her design,
sorry, but
her
no.
design was not fantastico, but the actress was doing a good job.
Oh, she was making the best of, and that wig was amazing.
If I remember correctly, she's half orc, half ogre, so her skin tone isn't as dark as an actual orc's.
Well,
So
Chris,
the
Wait,
blush
I thought
would
she-
make
the
sense.
movie
just
said
it's
she
still
was half human.
Yeah, the movie indicated
She said
that
she wasn't
was
half.
human.
She was not orc or human.
Yeah,
But the movie
that
strongly
means-
hinted that the Guardian was her father.
oh my god, they could
No.
not be pounding that, like, symbolism
Yeah.
drum any harder. Even if it's not true, they were pounding that drum.
yeah.
Yeah. But the red blush just distracted me from the green skin.
Because it just didn't look right.
If they made it a purplish color, it would have...
Yeah, the orcs bled green and black.
Purple, I thought one of the orcs bled purple.
Which one?
Blood
I
for
don't
the blood
know.
god.
Different
Skulls
tribes
for
have
the skull
different
throne.
blood bleeding colors?
No.
Wait, because some of the
They
orcs...
bleed red blood, except for the ones that are corrupted by the fell energies, which bleed green for some reason.
Because the fell is green.
Still doesn't make sense.
Well,
Why
I
would
thought
what
for
doesn't
sure
make
it's
sense
got
that the
purple
fell is
blood.
green?
Maybe you just saw purplish black because black does turn purple if you lighten
Yeah,
it up a
maybe.
bit.
Or maybe someone just screwed up with the post-production coloring.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Also a possibility,
The
but
ending-
minor detail that's
Yes,
easily
Troy?
overlooked.
The ending with the baby being picked up out of the river.
Moses symbolism.
Moses
Moses.
What the hell?
Firecracker.
I thought we were being immature.
Kids being kids.
We're sitting in a car talking about the movie Warcraft. Some people are setting off firecrackers.
In front of a Zaxby's.
It's
Like
That is-
right in their front
graduation.
door.
That is closed.
It's graduation around here.
Yeah,
so.
but the baby Moses symbolism was almost as heavy as the Jesus
I would adopt
symbolism.
Well,
I would adopt
okay.
that little baby orc.
I could explain that very thoroughly.
You don't
but
need to explain it. It's
in
obvious.
the event that there's a sequel to this, I don't want to. For the people who don't know about the lore,
It's
I want
obvious
you
what
guys
they
to
intend to
experience
do with him. I would actually really be down for another one of these, just because, and this is the one thing I really admired about the movie, they didn't wrap everything up, and not everyone gets a happy ending. In fact, very few people get a happy ending.
like
it doesn't
no
feel-
one
two
gets a happy
people
ending.
got a happy ending.
No,
Two
it
people.
it feels like a complete story that's just leading into a bigger story.
And I liked how the half-orc was very upset at what she had to do.
Yeah,
But
no.
you saw her strength coming through in the end. I think it was really, really well done, and I would love to see a sequel. Now that if they do a sequel, thanks to the Chinese market, they'll actually have money to hire better vocal coaches
Yeah,
and
it's
to
not
play
doing
around.
so well in America, but in China it's doing great.
No, but see, I would love more of this. Like, what really made me like the way this movie is plotted on a structural level is the way it ended, because
Why is it not doing so well here? When
I
America
like the
does
Marvel
really
movies. I
popular
like
here?
Marvel movies. I really do.
Because
But they have a
don't like
bad
Disney.
habit of tying everything up too neatly.
Oh, there was one other thing about this movie I adored. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. Language barrier.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
It
they
was
did.
done.
See,
I mean-
I was worried about that for a while after they captured those first two orcs, and then they actually started speaking the different languages. I was like, "Thank you."
And
That
the-
is a big
yeah.
lore point.
Although it was kind of just
So that would have
hand-
bothered me.
It was kind of just hand wavy why the half orc could talk English or whatever
yeah,
they're
okay,
speaking.
that was totally hand
That was actually-
But the point of view shifts as a switch between.
Oh no,
the
it
two
was very
languages.
cleverly done.
There's an actual explanation for it. They just didn't show it in the movie. It's just, oh, I can speak. the
I
language.
imagine there's a director's cut of this with some stuff on the cutting room floor, although a lot of it will probably not have finished CG, that I would be interested in seeing.
Knowing,
Trey, you alive back there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just checking.
speak
We've
something,
shoved-
contribute.
We've shoved Trey into the trunk.
We didn't do nothing. He put himself back there,
Well, you did put bottled water in the middle.
which could have easily been moved.
I like it back here, okay?
He likes it in the darkness.
You want me to come back there and cuddle?
Bends him.
I'm gonna go back there and
My
cuddle.
foot's falling asleep though. That's kind of
Well,
a problem.
guys, I think we've said pretty much everything. Does anyone have like a last
Go see the
comment?
movie, seriously.
I do really recommend seeing this in theaters. Like,
It's like just under 2 hours long.
it's actually a little over. It's like 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Whatever, 2-hour movie, worth it.
I wouldn't recommend
Why?
seeing it in the movie theater.
That's my job.
I'd love to see the support.
No, it's my job.
But I would also love to see that. I think it's more of a movie to bring out the DVD. Like if this movie didn't go through theaters and go straight to DVD, I think it would have done just as fine, just as well.
Oh yeah, no, seriously.
So yeah,
just
and
as
you can spend the $12 to buy a DVD versus buying the ticket. So
Would anyone see it in 3D?
No,
No.
God, no.
This movie would be terrible in 3D.
I don't see
It would-
3D
you'd
movies
split your
off
head
principle.
Well, we know we don't see 3D movies, but all right.
Look, if you're really into them, sure. I mean, the fact that it's mostly CG, there's a ton of CG, and it's really mostly seamless. CG can be 3D-ified pretty easily, as opposed to a live-action movie, which if it wasn't filmed in 3D, cannot be converted easily. I will keep beating you while making points.
Well, guys, I think we've said pretty much.
No, wait. There was one preview I wanted to talk about.
Oh, the Assassin's Creed.
The Assassin's Creed preview.
Please no.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
That did look like a good preview.
No, it did not.
No?
No.
Fucked with the lore.
I don't care that they fucked with the lore. I do not care about lore when you're
What
converting-
lore? Assassin's Creed fucks itself.
I don't.
That's the sad part out of all. Of
I
it.
don't care about maintaining faithfulness to the lore when translating one medium
Hold
to
that thought.
another. It's not.
Okay, you were saying?
It's not important as long as you make a good, compelling story. The problem is, apparently, someone making the movie thought the parts of Assassin's Creed we liked were the present time segments. No one liked those segments.
I did.
But it's pretty.
No, it's really not.
The pretty stuff is in the classical European
Yeah, I know.
architecture.
Yeah.
Hold
The
on,
present time segments are the guy with his memory going back in time with the memories with technology.
But
No,
I
that
like
was
the idea of him
no,
moving
Alex.
in
There was a
both
point to
worlds.
all of that. It
There was a
actually
point, but
it's
then
like-
they ditched it so they could have infinite sequels. So
Yes, and that pissed me off.
it's ultimately pointless. And I played the first 2 games. Desmond was boring. His supporting cast was boring.
Assassin's
one got
Creed
better.
sucks as a concept.
No, Assassin's Creed.
It was a lot of fun when it first came out, but ever since the taint of AAA hit it,
Yes.
Dude, it
and
was
the yearly releases,
okay. That
it
was
has
bad.
sucked.
Yes.
That was
that's
bad.
agreed.
Yearly releases was not healthy for that game franchise at all.
Yearly releases isn't good for any game franchise.
I mean, Call of
Call of
Duty's.
Duty.
Unless it's
Call of Duty or Madden, apparently. Well, FIFA
I don't
does
think it's
fairly
not
well.
healthy for the sports games either. They might as well just release downloadable content of new sports rosters. They don't have
Yeah.
to release a new game every year.
But that wouldn't make them nearly as much
No,
money.
it wouldn't. But it would at least be more artistically integrity. But then again,
You
this-
really think EA cares about integrity of any kind?
obviously not. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a monopoly on the
Well, guys-
sports licenses.
I think we're getting a little off topic. It is late.
We always do that.
And, I know Trey's not very comfortable sitting in the trunk.
He shouldn't have gotten back there. That's his
I didn't
fault.
think of it a different idea. My foot's just falling asleep.
Warcraft is a movie that has very interesting lore. It has an interesting plot. It has really good magic effects.
This is for-
And it is simply lacking a lot of character humanity. There's not enough time for you to love these characters. But there's enough time for you to love the world they inhabit. So if you can live with that, it's a good
the
sit.
strangest.
There's also no facial expressions for any of the characters, really.
No.
What?
The strangest thing about this movie was the sheer fact that I have been personally boycotting playing World of Warcraft because I consider it a black hole. But
It
now,
is.
but now, I actually want to play it because of this
I
movie.
could just lend you the books. I have almost all of them.
Can you hook us
No.
up with a legacy server?
No.
Legacy server, no.
No.
Those are expensive.
The
as
Blizzard's
hell.
actually trying to crack down on those.
I
They're
know.
they're slapping lawsuits on all the ones they can find.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of legacy servers as fast as we can.
Although they're trying to be polite about it. They're giving the people notice. It's like, hey, stop that.
What's a legacy server?
It's
With
a-
all the add-ons and
legacy-
updates they've made, legacy servers are basically
legacy
World
servers.
of Warcraft 1.0.
It was the
Legacy
original
servers.
version,
Okay, I
like
thought
they-
you said private servers.
Yeah.
Legacy servers are more of just an idea at this point. They haven't really hit full fruition, but that's not the point here nor there. I can just lend you the game and just let you play on your own for a bit.
Excuse me.
Or you could just download
Isn't
it.
it
It's free to play up to level 20.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say the subscription model is a little aggressive.
Wait, they still do subscription services? I thought?
They are basically the only MMO that gets away with that. Every
Because
other
no MMO can challenge them and are forced to go free to play because they can't make the money.
yeah,
Every
that's
time a
cool.
new MMO comes out, it lasts with paid subscription for about 2 to 5 months and then
Yeah,
quits.
what was it? ESO went for 6 months.
Okay, ESO's biggest problem was putting out a shitty game that wasn't even completed. And honestly, if your main storyline is broken to the point where it is unplayable, then you've got a serious problem with
Oh,
your
it
MMO
was-
in the first place.
It was just
Off
a dumb.
topic.
It was a dumb concept to begin with. Hey, let's take a single-player RPG and make it an MMO. Why would you do that?
Because people want to play online with their friends, but they should have had
See,
a single
it makes
player
sense with
aspect.
Star Wars because Star Wars is such a massive universe.
They should have. They should
Didn't last
have
long.
found a way to make it an MMO, but without setting it in a storyline that was essential to the lore. Like have you play a minor character from the Thieves Guild or something. Find some way to immerse the person into the story without making them the main
Which was
character.
actually my biggest issue with Skyrim. I found no immersion in that game whatsoever.
Yeah. Basically, find a way to immerse the person in the game without actually making them the main character. Because they can be the main character of their own story.
Oh, yeah.
We're all very passionate about things. So, good night.
Bye, internets.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Watch the movie!